Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Sunday Perspective podcast. I got here with me Dragonfire.
Hi, everybody.
We got Teledrius.
Hello everyone, Telly here in a Bills jersey.
Punky Pixie here in a Bills jersey.
Hey, yo, speaking of the Bills jersey, the Bills actually won today against Kansas
right.
City. Against the
As of
Chiefs.
this recording, we had one of our best games.
Oh, yeah. It was pretty close, though.
It was close, yeah, it was very close.
Swiss! Hello, welcome in.
Oh, Swiss, hello Swiss. Been a while.
Hi,
Good to
Swiss.
see you.
Isn't it like 4 a.m. there or something? Like 2 a.m. there? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great, yep.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're in some good spirits now, if you can tell.
Music is a little loud? Ooh, good to know.
Okay.
2:30 a.m.?
Wow.
Good lord.
Wow.
All right.
I stay up later than that here. Like, I stay up until 4 a.m. sometimes.
Oof.
That was
I
me
just-
when I
just
first
a
started
night
watching The
owl.
Boys. I binged that till like 3 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
Oh. So it says hi to everybody.
Hello Swiss.
Hi.
All right. So today, what are we talking about today?
Today we're
Alright,
talking about toxic friendships and relationships versus like healthy, good friendships and relationships.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because, this was actually our very first episode topic. Because back when it was just me and Dragon, just in his backyard, during COVID with his masks on, just two of us just starting out on Twitch, and look where we are now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a topic that we started out with. What this podcast started out with, and
Right.
look where we are.
Like, it was just a
Look
simple
where we-
idea, and like where we are. Look where we are now. Like,
So-
I remember at the time it was going to be like about topics like this, and we've grown a lot since then.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, pretty nice.
All right.
Started as a guest and now
Yeah,
as
and here you are.
a co-host. Yeah.
Episode 3, I think you joined
Oh.
us,
Yeah,
Yeah.
episode 3. Yeah.
and
To the
then
Remember.
end.
you were
Yeah.
there. You were here to stay after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were here to stay, and we like it this way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, I can start with this story, I guess.
Music still a little loud. Says Swiss.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's fine on my end. Alright, I think we should be good. I don't want it to be too quiet though, because then we won't be able to hear it on the recording.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But yeah, so I can start with a story. I think having theater has opened us up to having so many healthy friendships,
I'd say so.
and I feel like one of them I could point out is the one that we have with inclusive theater.
Hmm.
I think
Yeah.
the partnership and the relationship that we have with them is so good because
It is.
they're always
Mhm.
giving us the avenue to grow, always giving us the avenue to excel.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and whatever they tell you, they always tell you with that element of, hey, look, I want growth out of you. You may not
Right.
necessarily want to hear what I have to say, but at the end of the day, it's gonna help you, and that's how it's been for me.
Yeah, and I know one thing I remember. It just came to me now. One thing they say a lot. They said it in the last show and for Shakespeare too. They said for some people, they're seasoned veterans at this, and some people this is your first time at it. And like they said, in the end, you are going to learn something from it. And like I come out of it learning a lot. Like because it's a very good,
Yeah.
very fun experience. Like they do help you a lot along the way. Like example I can think of now is like, well, we'll get to this part because this part's part of negative, but like what led to it is like I had to pick up somebody's lines. You know what I'm talking about? This is a negative person right here.
Yeah.
We'll get to
I
that.
remember.
Oh
We'll get
yeah.
to that when we get to that part of like the podcast. But like the positive side of that is like one thing it had to do was like unfortunately this person dropped out, and well we'll get into detail on that soon. But what I had to do was like pick up their lines.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
what they let me do is have like a prop of mine to have up there. So I had like an envelope, and I was reading it off it, my lines off it, like I had like a mail from somebody
Yeah.
on stage, which was a cool thing to help me do.
Yeah, and with unfortunately, because of the way that person was, it set us back quite a bit, and that's the
Yeah.
importance of like, you know, a healthy relationship is also can be part of a professional relationships too. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta be professional, and you gotta, not put the blame on others, and actually learn to work with people. Like, even
Right.
if it is like, hey, look, I don't really want to do this, or I don't agree with what my director is doing. Like, there's a way to go about that,
Yeah.
you know?
Because
Mhm.
really, what the person did is like they just we'll talk about it now. So basically, what the person did is like they pretty much stopped coming to rehearsals. They told a random actor that they're not able to come, and like they started going off on this
Right.
person, just telling them mean things and just saying, "I don't want to work
Mhm.
with these people. Like they're not inclusive at all," and like for no reason, just went off on all of us. Like didn't even tell
Yeah.
us that they didn't even tell the directors that they weren't even going to be there. Like it was just very bad and unprofessional. Like the person just
Yeah.
said bad things about everyone, and they were essentially kicked out of the company, which
Right.
is
Like,
not good.
forget, like, this
That's
kind,
what happens.
yeah,
Right.
this kind of things transcends theater.
Yeah, it does.
It's not even just theater at that point. At that point, it's just human decency,
Yeah,
you know?
I'd say so.
Um, Punky, would you like to share a story?
Well, I mean, there have been some toxic-esque relationships or friendships I've had in the
Yeah,
past. There were friends that I had in high school, middle school, that were not the best influence, and they could be pretty mean to people,
Right,
I
right.
guess.
Yeah.
And I kind of always got dragged into situations because of them.
Right.
Mhm.
And then a family member, I'm not going to go into too much detail about who
course.
they are, what
Yeah,
of course.
but they were so toxic. They did so many terrible things to the family.
Yeah.
That eventually I had to just cut ties with them completely. I haven't talked to them or anything in well over 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Hey, look at that.
Hey, it's Kirk. Speaking of healthy friendships, it's
Yeah.
Kirk.
Kirk?
Hello, Kirk.
Take me out to dinner out. Take me, baby. Well, put me. Let's weigh this. We. Okay. I gotta figure out how I want to say this.
You'll get there.
Have we City Inn bar breakfast morning we go.
I am not sure at all if that was even.
Look at his response.
I
my,
said English backwards.
my
Brain.
my brain,
Real.
it hurts. But yeah, no, we have we actually have this really lit breakfast bar in our city right next to our theater.
Oh, that's right.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
good. So good. That's where we're going.
Cereal boxes.
We're going for cereal today. We're keeping keeping
Yeah.
it simple.
Yeah, breakfast food here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also, chat. If you have any stories you want to share, let
Yeah.
us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to continue your story, Punky?
I mean, there wasn't really much to it other than that, but
Okay.
this person has tried to crop up every now and then in my life.
Yeah.
But I always have to just shut it down, and I hope the best for them. I hold them in compassion, but with everything that they did,
Yeah.
I just can't have something like that
I
in
mean-
my life.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta
but
know when to cut ties and to stick with it too.
that's the crazy part. I had to learn that too, because it's like
Yeah.
when you're new here, let me explain in my context. When you're new in a school or in a country, like, you want to hold on to like as many friends as you can. You try so hard, but in doing so, you also get some toxicity, and
True, yeah.
you end up hurting yourself because you're trying to hold on to those friends that you're trying to convince yourself that are that excuse me, you're trying to convince yourself that, hey, it's this relationship and this friendship is good for me, but when in reality maybe it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be really tough to make a decision like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
that's the thing about toxic relationships. It's almost like an addiction, you know, being
Yeah.
addicted to each other's like negativity, and then eventually you got to realize,
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
know,
It's like you
that
want it at the same time, but at the same time you really don't.
exactly.
Which
Yeah.
is like I'll get into my story eventually, like
Yeah.
whenever it's my turn. Cause you guys already know my story. I'll tell it to everyone else again.
Right. Actually,
Yeah.
it's a perfect transition into what
You know what?
like.
Yeah.
You're right. So yeah, topic of this is toxic versus healthy friendships, and another thing that's also could be toxic is relationships too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get into that. I talked
Yeah.
about this a lot in this podcast, first episode and the mental health one, or whatever, and just a lot of the episodes this just came up, and it's probably gonna keep coming up, and that's okay because like it's a good topic for this podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a weird story. Gonna try to tell it the best I can.
You
All right. So,
You don't have to if you don't feel comfortable. It's okay.
oh no, I will. I already committed to it. I already built it up. So
Alright, fair enough.
what happened was, what I'm trying to get at is, a few years ago, like maybe 4 years ago, there's a person I became friends with. Like we had like a mutual, what's the word I'm looking for? Like mutual, like hobby, I guess. Yeah, interest. Yeah, interest in like wrestling and gaming.
Right.
And like we started talking for a little bit, and then like eventually we got together. And like at the time I was into it, like they were into it too. We had like a good like thing going on, and then like about like a month or two, and like later that year, especially this summer, things just turned really upside down. Really,
Right.
basically like we were close, but like apparently I don't want to go into too much detail on this, like I
Yeah.
did before, but like apparently I did something that kind of rattled them up a little bit. It wasn't something too serious, but like
Right.
what would happen? The thing that makes it toxic is every time they would always try to start fights with me about this same
Right.
topic, even though like
Mhm.
I told them how much like I was sorry I did it and stuff. I didn't really mean it, but like they were like, okay, it's okay, I won't do it again. But no, they kept going back and beating the dead horse
Right.
and just like bringing up the topic over and over, just degrading me all the time, like degrading like people I know, myself, things I
Right.
do, just degrading me nonstop until they just said, okay, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. And then
Right.
it's like a rinse and repeat cycle kept happening. They kept bothering me about the same thing again, accusing me of things, name calling me, degrading me. And it got to a point one day I really just couldn't take it anymore. Like one day they just went off on me. I just basically just shut my phone off, let them
Mhm.
talk as much as they want, and it was pretty much over.
Yeah.
Like a few days later, they just stopped talking to me, and I stopped talking to them too.
There you
Like
go.
it wasn't like too physical, like the relationship really. Like we didn't live together like in the same area. Like we lived kind of far away.
Right.
And like that's kind of one good thing about it is like I didn't see this person much, but like
Right.
even though it was like that, it was like we met through the internet basically, like, but we would still have like these fights all the time, and like
Right.
they still would feel real and still would hurt me.
Right.
And like the way I said, like comes like an addiction, like you're addicted to each other. Like at the time, like we still kind of have feelings for each other, but like she would just go at me all the time, like for nothing.
Mhm.
Like
Right.
whenever they're upset about something meaningless, they go back to this.
Right.
And one day it just got too much for me, and like I just kind of just said, "F it, I'm just done." And it
Mhm.
ended. It phased itself out, and it's over. And
Yeah.
I'd say since then I've grown a lot since then, and I feel better.
You've
about
only
things, just
gone
stronger.
up since then.
I
You've
have gone up
only
since then. I was at a low point during this time too.
yeah. And
Like,
I just
Yeah. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say it takes so much courage to
Mhm.
tell that story, and I
Yeah, it made me
appreciate
feel
it.
weird telling it now.
N-
Like that was a pretty daunting time.
But it's good to
Yeah.
realize at the same time is that you've come so far since then. You've
Yeah.
we have so many good friends now. We have our
We do, yeah.
circle is so
It's so big
wholesome
now,
and
yeah.
so rich. Like take example, what the people we're streaming for right now, Swiss and Kirk and
Yes,
Kit
both you guys,
Kat.
yeah. Kit Kat, especially Kit Kat, yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about those in a second.
And Kia too. I have a good story I'd like to tell for that too.
Yeah, so you know, it's I mean, in a way, glad that we are where we are because we're all in a way better for it because we've got all these healthy relationships in our life, healthy friendships, and we have this loving background with us who always
Right.
gas us up, who always are
Always
so
has our back.
yeah. And it's so important to have that, like specifically through the pandemic, like when it's
Yeah.
all so lonely and all that. It's important to have some kind of a good kind of set piece, a good relationship, even through like internet like this. It's good to have
Exactly,
that
yeah.
because it helps you grow, you learn, you are happy,
Right.
it's just it's
And
good.
it can feel real, even if it's somebody who's like miles away from you.
Yeah.
Like you can
Yeah.
still feel real. Like the relationships we met with people on Twitch. Like we don't really like live by these people, but like when we interact with them, it feels real. And like I'll go back to a negative thing. Like even though like I wasn't around them too much, like it was, and they lived a little bit far away. It still kind of felt real at the time.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you can meet anyone at anywhere on the internet, and
Bec-
it'll still feel real if they have the bond.
Right. Because the
yeah.
conversations you have, you're still having interactions, you're still having
Yeah,
very
real conversations.
very real conversation and very real moments with people
Exactly. Yeah.
that's that's why it feels so real, because it doesn't
Right.
matter.
It is real.
Yeah, it is real.
Yeah.
Because it
Yeah.
doesn't matter if they're like 1,000
Exactly.
miles away. It doesn't matter if they're like the whole world away. It feels like they're right here.
Exactly. Like I'll even say, I was just doing it now. Like a few moments ago, I talked with somebody about the Bills game, and like they don't live very close, but like you know what I mean. Like they're a friend of mine, and like they're a Bills fan too. And you can meet anyone of any kind
Yeah.
of like background and like communicate with them and just get along.
Yeah.
Even if it's like they don't live anywhere nearby, of course it feels real. Like my conversations with this person feel real all the time. And like, hey, I'll even get on that topic right now. Well, I'm already at it. Like, like when I was talking about it, it's just a friend of mine I made like on Twitter who like we have the same mutual with the same mutual friendships, like wrestling and like music and stuff, and the Bills.
Right.
And like we were just talking about the Bills game of how good it is. So
Right.
yeah, there's a pretty good friend of mine I made
See,
like recently. Like they're a pretty cool person. Shout out to them.
hey, let's go. It's good. See, that's a healthy online
Exactly.
friendship.
Very
There you
healthy
go.
relationship. Like I've known this person for like almost a year, and we've been talking and stuff, and it's cool. And maybe one day we might even hang out at some point. I'll talk about that another time.
That's
yeah.
some new tea, Punky. That's some new tea we got going on.
I
Okay.
did not know that.
Kirk says, I feel like more people go through stuff like that than what we realize. It might be difficult to talk about, but no, you aren't alone. Yes.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
when I was telling my story, I felt very strange inside,
Yeah.
tingly like, but like I was able to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard
It's-
to open up to something about
It is,
something
yeah.
like
It's
that.
not easy.
It
I don't
is.
like telling people at work when they ask about it. Like I don't go into full detail. They just say, "Oh yeah, she just got mad at him when he watches wrestling." But hey, that's true. That's only half of it. It's not all of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's all. They don't need to know all the like very dark deep details. Like that's all they can know.
Right.
And if they want to know, just tell me.
Right.
Like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I'll just open up to them.
Right.
But yeah,
And that's my thing is about you is the trust. I like how even through an experience like that, you still have the goodness of people in heart. It's good to
Yeah.
have that. It's good to not let stuff make you bitter, which is
yeah. Like, and I
important.
thought of it now. Like I can tell my story, and it can maybe relate to somebody else.
Right. More often than not, you know what, you'll find that
It helps somebody.
yeah.
And here's actually, yeah. Go ahead.
You finish your thought.
Oh, doesn't really have to do about anything about it, but like that's why I always take videos of like my music at concerts when I go, because like that's how I really got into the band I like, from just watching people's videos on the internet.
Yeah.
And the music definitely helped me during that bad time.
Right.
And the reason why I take all those videos because I want to do the same for somebody too. I want
Yeah.
to make it. I want to find I want somebody to become a fan of my music that I like and watch my videos, you know, and become a fan like how I did.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our dynamic, because the way I see it is I feel like us, the three of us, are the healthiest, the most wholesome, the most amazing friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, because,
You guys are my brothers.
yeah.
And you guys also helped me during that one,
Mhm.
during my bad story, you know. You
Yeah.
guys helped me through that, I'll say that.
Yeah, I'm forever grateful for you guys, because I feel like I am the man today that I am partly because of the reason. Wow, I'm adding way too many words because of you guys. There you go. That's what I
Yeah.
was trying to say.
I could say so too, because like even though like the only time we used to see each other like was during band practices. As soon as like we stopped like practicing, like we still would see each other all the time, and like even during the pandemic, we'd always talk on Zoom like this, like we are. I mean, not Zoom,
Yeah.
Discord.
Yeah.
We do a podcast like this. Like there was ways we stayed connected during like the bad times.
Yeah.
And we got stronger from it. So
Yeah. And it felt so weird to not be able to talk to you guys sometimes. It's like the only thing I want right now, like sometimes I would be like, the only thing I want right now is just your guys' company, because you guys are my best friends, and I need that goodness in my life at
Yeah.
the current moment, you know?
Yeah.
It's that there's something to be said about, you know, sure, you have a smaller circle, but it's pretty strong, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a small but strong social circle.
Yeah.
Like
I'd
there's
say
something
Yeah.
there's something to be said about that.
Yeah.
Branches
definitely.
from a bigger circle, I could say.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So let's
Like-
talk about that for a little bit.
All right. Yeah, where do we begin with that? So, what I was kind of referring to was like kind of just theater, really, like how we mentioned before. Like, inclusive
Yeah.
is one people we're really tight with, and I'd say here's a big one. When we started our movie, like,
Yeah.
well,
Oh,
like with Green
God.
Buffalo, we met so many
So
good
many
people,
people.
so many cool
Yeah.
people, like a lot of cool people. Like, one I'll definitely mention right now is I won't say their name, but can I say their movie name?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Actually, two movie people I really want to talk about. So here's the first one. I want to talk about our star, Shari. She's a really cool
Yeah.
person.
Oh yeah.
She's
Very-
amazing.
very cool
I
person,
love
like-
her.
Yeah.
Me too. Like
Sh-
even like out of like the movie stuff, I became like her friend because
Yeah.
like, she's just a really cool person. Like I would go to her
She is.
shows and stuff, and she would actually go to ours too.
yeah.
Like it was a very cool becoming her friend. I'm glad I did. Like one day, like I'll even say it, like one day, like we were just after her show, we were just hanging out like with her and another guy, and like I was thinking to myself, I'm glad I'm doing this. I'm glad I got this far, and like I'm glad we're friends. Like I was happy for that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
She's the sweetest person.
Shari is
Yeah.
amazing, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad that, you know, she auditioned for our film,
too.
for your
It's
film,
legit the perfect role for
Punky,
it.
and
Yeah. In my mind, she was Sherry from like the beginning. As soon as I saw her sign up for an audition, I'm like, yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
it's gonna end up being her.
yeah,
Oh yeah, and like I remember the first day we ever met her. It was at your thing you directed, Liquidation from Green Buffalo.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe there's some
Oh,
stuff toxic
man.
about that, isn't there?
Yeah.
We're
We'll get to
gonna-
that next.
we're
We'll get to
gonna-
that next. So yeah,
we're
the
gonna-
point I was saying was like me and Dragon here, we met Shari. Like she was a stage manager. She showed us to our seats and like we introduced ourselves to her and you were like to her, oh, we run a band. And she's like, oh, that's really cool. You know, I'm gonna like the page right now. So she legit pulled up her phone, liked the page, and
Yeah,
like, follows
Yeah.
us on
literally
on our
right from-
socials, which is cool.
We'll support
Like
her.
I wasn't expecting that. I'm like, okay, cool. We got a fan right there.
right.
And then like a year later, the movie started, and we became close with her. So
Yeah,
that's cool. And she remembered us from all that too, which is cool.
it was great.
Yeah.
It's good that that little chance meeting became something
Yeah.
so valuable, something so worthy that,
Shout out to her too.
yeah, seriously, shout out to Shari. Shari is amazing.
Yeah.
Sherry.
Shout out! Man, I wish she had a Twitch. I would actually shout her out.
I would too. Yeah, I'd be in all her streams all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, that was so good. And another character name I want to mention, who, like, since I've started working with Inclusive,
Yeah.
has really kind of earned my respect is Kimmy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kimmy.
That's right.
sure.
I have an example of that. So
Me too.
do you
go
guys
first,
do
yeah.
you guys
Yeah, same.
remember the show that we did for As You Like It? I think it was like what the
Saturday
day
one.
the Saturday one. So after the second show, I think I was like having a very big headache for some random reason, and I accidentally ate a PM acetaminophen, and that like kind of took me out. Like I was super sleepy,
Drowsy.
super drowsy, and Kimmy made sure to she really took care of me on during that, and that was nice.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was cool
right.
of her to do that.
It was
And-
really nice.
Yeah, and like I can go next for that. Like the reason why I say Kimmy is because that's her name in the movie, and like she was actually my scene partner, and my name was Billy. So the plot was basically, well, I won't go into details, but like we were brother and sister, and like the thing what they would do is fight a lot. So like one thing we
Yeah.
always do is like even if we're not on set for the movie, like if we're like on set for like any other for like the plays we've done with Inclusive or like any other thing, like anytime just hanging out with her, like we always go back to the Billy and Kimmy banter. She's just like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what are you doing here,
I
Billy?
love
Like, get out of my way, Billy." I'm like, "No way, Kimmy. Like, we just fight and stuff." It's just a little cute little thing we just always been
I
doing. Like, it's
created
cool. I
this
love it.
for
You
Yeah.
you created it. You created a friendship right there.
You created a friendly rivalry.
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah. And even
Did you have a story too, about her?
what's
What
up?
were you gonna say? Yeah.
Yeah.
So one day for those plays that we were doing with Inclusive, the series of short plays,
Mhm.
I was late to one of them one day, and it was because of a family thing
Oh, I
that
remember that.
really hit me hard, and I was, with my family, and it took me a while to get to rehearsal, and when I got there, of course, you're always worried, like, oh God, am I gonna be in trouble, because I'm late, but she just came right over to me, and she's like, do you need a hug? And I'm like, and she just hugged me for like
Yeah.
10 minutes.
That's what she
just-
did to you after you passed out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she just made me feel so like cared about, it was
Right.
very warm, sweet kind of
Yeah.
energy.
And
It was
That
great.
was cool.
and I just want to continue to work with Kimmy just because of that. Just because, like,
Mhm.
this is a person that I would love to be an actor for, like, as a director. Because
Yeah.
I haven't really acted for her necessarily.
Me neither. I don't think no.
But I think I'd like to because I know what I'm getting into, and it's gonna be really good. It's gonna be a good dynamic for all of us to have that kind of backup, to have that kind of friendship in
Yeah.
our life. It's good. It was that whole situation with As You Like It was just so wonderful. I just absolutely I
I know
can't.
another. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I finished my thought.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say I know another.
The stories
one
just
that
keep
we-
coming around.
Yeah, they do. I'll pause this to say, chat, if you have any stories, do let us know,
Oh
please.
yeah,
Please
Yeah.
add on to your stories. But yeah, go ahead, Punky.
that like some of the most important connections I feel like we made doing Look Up were from, surprises. E.T., who played AJ,
Yeah.
he took over for a
Oh, yeah.
part that
Oh.
had to be rewritten.
Oh, we
and
can
he came in.
we can actually name drop him. He was on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alice Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome, and he came
He's so
in
good.
and he saved that scene. Like he came
Yeah.
in, he knew all his lines, he
Yeah.
had the character down, and of course with that we also met Amy and Jess from
Yeah.
Inclusive Theater,
Ye-
and for me having them in my life now is very comforting. Like I feel like they're my soul sisters. Like,
Yeah.
the universe brought us together for a reason. We
Yeah.
have so much in common, and so things
Yeah.
like Look Up can really bring about positive, healthy relationships with
I know,
people
yeah.
that better yourself, and if you're a better person for knowing them and for having them as your friend.
Right. They're wonderful They're so
Yeah, they are.
wonderful, and now they have
Mhm.
such a close relationship with my family
They
too.
have,
Like
yeah.
Oh yeah,
like what Amy calls my sister. It's so funny.
Dr. Tintin.
Dr.
Yeah.
Tintin. It's so funny.
It's so cute.
Yeah, it's like it's a name
And-
that's just stuck.
And Dr. Tintin likes it too. She responds to it and stuff. Like she loves it.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
So
Like they all
good.
came for your birthday too. That was cool.
Yeah, it was pretty lit. They were all there. It was great. And
Yeah, that was a good day.
okay, so I'm gonna talk about my first 2 years of high school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't fun. I never really feel like I belonged in that friends group, to be honest.
Oh,
Because
which one?
the Lockport one, the
Oh, I thought you were talking about the one like me and Mayo's friends. How we? Okay.
no, the first 2 years of high school, not the second
Okay.
two.
I thought you talked about Cleve Hill. Yeah.
No, I mean, well,
Okay.
Cleveland had its own fair share
Its
of
own
talk.
characters. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I just always. So I had this guy who would. One time, right? We were at a choir concert, and the dude legitimately. So I was wearing my suit, and legitimately looks at me, starts dying laughing. And not in a good way too. I'm just like, at that point, and just little jabs of like, oh, like some of this stuff I can't say, but just
Very
like,
derogatory.
yeah.
That reminds me of another Taku story I want to tell after this, which is actually very similar to this, where those two people got their karma.
Well, this guy didn't get his karma.
Okay, this guy did. This is a funny story. I'll let you go first.
All right. So that was bad. I didn't like high school. Or the first 2 years of high school, I didn't like it.
Mhm.
I almost was really glad that we moved because I did not really wanted to be there at that point.
Yeah.
I was,
Healthy for you.
yeah, it was super unhealthy to have a narcissistic, self-centered person basically being
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, hey, I'm the best, and if you try to do something like that, well, you're not gonna be cool. You're gonna hear about it constantly.
Mhm.
And not only from me, but I'm also gonna tag along with another person to kind of just bring you down every second that you try to do something or try to say something. I'm just gonna rebuttal that constantly. So that was the friend dynamic that I had back then,
Yeah.
and it was
Yeah,
super unhealthy, super
Yeah, that's-
unhealthy.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
If I
good
was there, I
example right
would have kicked some ass.
there.
If
Yeah.
I were there.
yeah, I know you would have,
Yeah. Hmm.
and which is why I'm glad that I switched schools.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I found Cleve Hill.
I had a terrible experience at Cleve Hill.
Yeah,
I mean, for me, it was very toxic. I was very goth, I guess, very depressed, and I got a lot of shit for it. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
people that were just cruel.
yeah,
Then, being bisexual
yeah,
in that school, you kind of like became a target,
Yeah.
and there are even teachers who
Ugh.
could be cruel and bullies, and I hated being there.
yeah.
And I mean, it was just not healthy for me, and it caused me a lot of stress and anxiety, and I was so glad to graduate.
Right.
I'm like,
Mhm.
bye.
See
yeah.
ya.
Good to be away from.
Goodbye.
Wouldn't want to be ya.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you later, alligators.
And guys, don't worry, we are gonna get to Twitch at some point, which is
Oh, yeah, we will.
which is
Like,
so great,
detail, though, yeah.
so great.
Of course.
Other
But
stories as they come along. Yeah.
Telly, you had a story, didn't you?
Well, yeah. This one has to do with kind of like something at school that happened. I saw happen to you once. I told you about this once before.
Oh God.
Well, like you said, someone's laughing at you, so like this made me instantly think of this story. I don't know if I told you this, Funky, but like here, this is back in ECC. Like one day, I'm not sure what happened. Like some reason at the start of the day, it was very early. Like I don't know, you were just not really feeling yourself, Dragon. Like you were just kind of out of it, like just kind of quiet and stuff like that. And like Maya was even with us, hanging out and like laughing and telling jokes, and you were just kind of just like not really doing anything or reacting.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when we went into the lounge, you were back to your normal self. I'm not sure what happened, but like something happened, like you switched off or whatever.
Morning
At the start of
anxiety,
the-
bro. That's the
Must be that,
thing.
yeah, and it had to been that. So yeah, you had. So what happened was you had your guitar with you. I guess you were apparently playing it in the morning for people and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's this guy who was in my economics class. He's just kind of toxic guy. He just talks a lot during class. He's just like annoying, just trying to like talk to girls, just impress people and stuff. Just like cool kind of guy, like macho vibe, you know. And like saw him talking to these two girls. He was pointing to Dragon. He's like, "See that guy right there?" Yeah. He was like laughing at him. He's like saying he was playing the guitar or whatever. Like he was like trying to think that as like a joke. And like these two girls were like, "Oh come on, you just can I say the word they said?"
What? What's the
Say
end?
the word they. It starts with a D and ends with a K. They were like, that guy, oh come on, don't be like that. You're a dick. And they walked away. So he got turned down by those two girls he was talking to. So he got his karma right there.
Yep. It's instant too. You mess around, you find out almost
Yeah.
immediately. Almost immediately. It's like on site. All right. Let's talk about Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wish she was here right now. Let's
Yeah,
talk
well-
about let's talk about Kit Kat.
If she comes in, we'll just talk about it again.
Yeah. Let's talk about Kit Kat.
Cat is
Yeah.
someone truly special.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Like a
One of our
gift
first
to the
guests.
world.
Yeah. She
Really.
she is the prime example of the healthy relationship that
Kit Kat. I like Kit Kats.
actually, why don't you give her a shout out, Telly?
Okay. I'll probably mess up the name.
Violent Kitten.
She took like the letters and the numbers out of it and stuff.
It's KITT3N, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. But anyway.
If this worked. It worked.
Oh, it did. Awesome.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how large is your banana dominance? I
Probably
don't
get
like that I just said that
Thing
and it came
showing
out of
up
my
on the
mouth.
screen soon.
Sometimes I don't think.
Wait. Why is this playing the... Oh, okay. It's playing the sound.
Oh, I don't see the picture. Yeah.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
turned that off.
Oh, okay.
Please don't clip that. I'll freaking die.
Yeah,
I'm hiding
you're
behind
one
you.
of
So-
the first people that you made like a connection with through
Yeah.
Twitch, right?
Yeah. So,
She's
Kit...
been here ever since.
Actually, the first connection I made was really was Forsaken Poet. We'll talk about her.
Oh,
yeah,
She is
yeah.
Good idea.
she's
Forgot about that one.
amazing. She's amazing.
She's a great person. Yeah.
So Kit Kat, you know, is just absolutely one of my favorite streamers. One of my most favorite people here on Twitch.
Mhm.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's so nice too. Like I remember one time she actually made made it rain on me and I was crying.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
It's
I
been
remember.
it's been so nice to have Twitch because like I get to hang out. Like on my birthday we did a impromptu stream the one
Oh
time.
my god, that was one of
Yeah.
the best.
Oh my god. And
It
that and
Poet was in that too, I think. Yeah.
I
yeah,
started it.
it was great. It was great. You started it, and then everybody was just like,
I was in on
"Okay,
it, yeah.
gloves are coming on. Let's
Yeah.
go, let's go."
Yeah.
And Twitch for me, even though Twitch be crazy sometimes, Twitch for me has been one of the most amazing examples of sorry, of healthy friendships, of healthy relationships that I've been able to form with people. It's
Yeah.
People from all over the world and
Exactly. Like how I was saying
the
before.
country.
If yeah, if they're not near you, like if it's somewhere around the world, like if you make a connection with them, it still feels real.
yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
like a poet and Kia, and they're all from Mellow. They're all from different like parts of the world.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just so wonderful to have this space of like where everybody is safe, where everybody is
Yeah.
where it's a wholesome environment, where it's a
Yeah.
positive environment, and it just I feel like it has helped us get through hardship in more than
Yeah,
one
I think so.
occasion. You know,
Definitely,
having
Definitely.
surrounding ourselves with people like that who care, who are
Mhm.
you know,
Got your back, no
yeah,
matter what.
and you know, no matter the kind of day you're having, like even if you talk about it on stream or just like that, like
Yeah.
nobody, they don't judge you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a good example of the exact thing you're talking about. I want to tell,
Yeah,
but yeah, you can go ahead, finish that.
I finished my thought. Go ahead.
All right. So yeah, one person we mentioned was Kia Pia, like she's another like stream friend of ours. Like
Yeah.
we known her since the very start of like her Twitch journey. Like when she was just on PS4. Like she's big now. She's a partner. Like everything. Like it's perfect. Like we had her on the podcast. Like she blew up over like this one thing that happened. I
Yeah,
won't go into too many details about that.
Yeah, that was a whole thing.
Yeah, and like basically what happened was one day I'll get to that comment in 1 second. But one day what happened last year is actually it was actually almost 1 year ago today. Almost 1 year ago, something happened to me that really wasn't the best. Like I just got some news, just kind of hit me hard one day, and like I was having a very bad day, and like it just hit me at this one point. You guys might know what it is that happened at the time, but, like it was something that happened like a year ago. But like
I might
this is some news you broke to me once, Punky, about something that happened. But like it's not something very very bad, but like it's something that kind of hits you hard at the moment. You know, I really don't want to get into what it is for like
Fair.
privacy and stuff.
fair,
Yeah.
fair.
But like you might know what it is. Like eventually, like it happened in like late October, like almost a year ago. I remember in like 2 days it'll be a year. The reason I remember that is because you know, like when stuff happens like that, it sticks with you. You know,
Yeah,
and like what the point of the story is like there was stuff going on, like I needed something to take my mind off it. So what I did was I went to Kia's chat and just talked about her, told her like I had a really bad day and stuff, and her community, like her two hands and all those people just made me feel welcome, made me feel much better, like
right.
So
gave me
sweet.
very kind words, made me feel good. And yeah, just eventually I was back on track to my regular self. Like I eventually forgot about what was happening to me,
Yeah.
and also this came out a few days later, and it made me way back to the
Nice.
person I am today. That
Let's
came out
go.
and made me forget about that entire experience completely. So
That concert, by the way, was so good.
yeah,
That concert was so good.
definitely so good. Definitely set my whole dear, like very good memories right there. But yeah,
Mhm.
but basically Punky. I mean, Kia made me feel much better. After I had just
Yeah.
one bad day, I felt much better.
Dude, Kia takes care of her community
Yeah,
so well.
she does.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
She
Yeah.
Didn't she
does.
make you feel good one day too?
On a oh boy, on more than one basis, more than one.
Oh, I saw that.
Yep.
Yep. Get that out of here.
Yeah, get that out of here. On more than one basis. Yeah, he is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's also, I'm gonna mention, since he's right here,
Yeah.
he's been here with us since the beginning. Let's talk about Kirk. Kirk is awesome too.
Oh, I thought you were gonna
Kurt's
say the
great.
person above, Flango.
But yeah, Flango is
Oh, yeah,
here
Flango,
too.
of course, too.
Yeah, Flango, what's going on?
What's up, Flango?
I see your
Uh,
comment
Which,
there.
if I can right now just address his message.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
He's, hey Dragon, Punky, and Tally Punky, where have you been in our stream group chat? Only asking here since she hasn't been in the chat, you're missed. That's so sweet.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of other things outside of Twitch and streaming and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I haven't really been, interested in streaming myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But different projects like theater projects, writing projects.
A lot of theater.
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
three of
Yeah,
us.
Punky
A
definitely
lot
kept
of
herself busy.
theater.
Without Twitch,
yeah, I've
like
just been
that's what we
so
do
busy with
outside of
other
Twitch,
things.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a lot of theater.
Yeah.
Kirk says blasphemy and lies. No, that's a lie. And you know it, Kirk. You know
It's
it,
a
Kirk.
lie.
The lie is the lie. What's up? What's up? Yeah, and yeah.
And like a good example is like Flinger, we were talking about toxic versus healthy friendships and like just
Mhm.
giving our experiences of things of each kind
Yeah.
of like relationship we had. And I can say right now, since you're here, you're an example of healthy relationship. Like you've been there for all of us since the beginning of our
Right.
Twitch journeys, and we're there for your
OG
current Twitch journey
My
right now.
man, I kid you not, is my oldest follower.
Yeah, I'd say he is. He's probably been there before me, I'd say.
Yeah, he's one of my first.
Oh,
That's
totally understandable. Things in life can alter what we can do,
Yeah.
enjoy, etc. Focus on either other things, and your personal life always comes first. That's great. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Aw,
that's
thank
true.
you.
Oh,
Thank you.
Flying Go, seriously, this
Yeah.
is why we appreciate you so much,
Yeah.
because of stuff like this. We love to see it.
So
Thank you.
sweet.
Kirk, but I mean, I've never actually taken y'all out to dinner. Do it.
Yeah, do it.
When you gonna do
Take
it?
you out to dinner.
Yeah. No, you. No, you. What if
Do
we
it.
do it first? Do it. I have it. If I can, find it.
Or you could just have me do it right now.
Oh yeah. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Oh,
Do it. Hey, if you ever need a videographer, I have my degree in certificate in digital media, and I would do your
Ooh.
recording for free and support you. Wow, oh, nice.
Ooh.
Aw.
Thank you.
That could be useful.
Glad
Is-
to have that. Yeah.
Is that Kirk Cousins? Kirk is better than Kirk Cousins. Let's be honest here.
Oh, yeah,
Kirk Cousins ain't got nothing on our Kirk. Our Kirk is better.
yeah.
I don't know who Kirk Cousins is.
Minnesota Vikings quarterback.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, our Kirk is better. I
Did you
don't-
catch that? Did you catch that game, Flingo?
Oh my God, that game was so good. I did acting and poetry at Villa Maria. I'm a great poet and actor as well, so I'm always here if you need or want anyone. Ooh,
cool.
Good to know, cause yeah.
Good to know.
We
Yeah,
can always use more people.
always can use new people for any kind of
He's
project.
just
Yeah,
he's just rolling the dice, trying.
basically, yeah,
It's good because we might actually pick you up on that.
yeah.
Better poet than actor. Should have said that I'm still a decent actor. Hey, as somebody who's experienced everything, why don't you try it? Just
Yeah,
try it.
why not?
You
Just give it a go.
Because the more experience you have, you only get better. You can't get any worse unless
Right.
you have a bad director.
Yeah,
You can't get any worse. You're only
Yeah.
we're East Coast.
Yeah, we're
We're
East Coast.
yeah.
we're AFC East.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Flingo liked the game. Yeah, it was a very close game, very good nail biter right there. That game, we almost lost it. It was close.
That game, East Coast. Yeah, we're East Coast.
Yeah.
Just let me know, and I'm sure you'll be doing a poetry on TikTok. Ooh.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
And I
Do you-
used to be big into
That's really
writing
cool.
poetry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I won like poetry contests in middle school and high school and shit. And I don't know, I kind of just stopped writing them, and I just kind of got back into writing like scripts and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I recently wrote poems on, a certain really big European event that's currently going on.
I'd say
Yeah.
that's example of toxic right there.
Yeah.
That is pretty toxic.
yeah.
Invading a sovereign nation, that's pretty toxic.
yeah.
What I thought the whole time y'all were West Coast. No, we're East Coast. I have
Flingo
some.
says I'm gonna have to hire y'all if you need someone to shoot my shots.
Hey! I'm here for it. I have
Yeah,
some
we're here for that.
questions for all three.
Oh yeah.
For all three of
away.
y'all. Yeah, ask away.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Ask away. Yeah, we're here to take questions and suggestions and stuff.
Based upon the topic, because I don't want to
Oh.
steer too far away.
Got a good comment right here.
Ooh.
Ladies first, so
For
I'll
you,
ask
yeah.
Funky, what inspires you to keep pushing to follow your dreams, and how do you keep yourself motivated when you
question.
hit obstacles? That's a very good question. Because, I mean, being a writer, director, whatever, has been a dream of mine since I was like 5.
Yeah.
And it's just something I feel very passionate about. It kind of just became like a natural for me.
Yeah.
And what pushes me to keep doing it is that passion.
Yeah.
And that love for the craft. And
Yeah.
yeah, of course, there's always times where you hit obstacles or you feel down or hopeless or whatever. But I just lean back on that, love of what I do, and I think about all of the good things that come out of it.
Right.
And I look at the things that I need to do to,
Yeah.
push myself, and I do it.
Mhm.
It's hard to describe, I guess, but it all comes down to this is something I was born loving, so it's become like an essential part of myself.
Yeah.
For me, I'm gonna kind of stay a little bit on topic here and say the fact that I'm doing all of this with my best friends.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing theater and all this with my best friends, and I
That's true,
see
yeah.
I see progress.
Yeah.
So it's pushing me.
Same too.
It's pushing me to want to do more,
Yeah.
to want
like,
to keep going.
Like I do
Yeah.
like that we're always in the same shows together. Like for this show we're just doing now, like I know all three of us were gonna do it, but it was a point where like
Yeah.
you guys were kind of not gonna do it, and I was kind of scared. I was gonna do it by myself because I wanted you guys to be there. Because I'd feel very weird without
Yeah.
you guys there.
But think about. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna throw this in before I forget it. Another thing that helps me push through when things get tough is knowing the effect that my work has on people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The positive effects of things that I can make people feel or
Right.
see. That I think is the biggest part, because I'm doing this for a purpose. I have
Yeah.
a purpose in doing this, and
Yeah.
that is to bring joy, happiness, inspiration, or whatever to other people.
Yeah. And
It's
when you
kinda like-
see, and when you see it working, so like actually happening, you're like, this is great. This
Yeah.
is great. Like, oh, go ahead.
It's kind of like how I said earlier, how like I why I'm okay with sharing my negative experience, and why I like to take videos of the content I make, because that's, like I said, I want to reach out to people who can need some stuff, like make new fans of stuff, and like also help people who are dealing with situations too. So
Right.
like that's why I do it.
You have new friends. You have
Yeah.
us to kind of be your anchor to kind of give you support, and it's always good to have supportive relationships, because
Yeah, definitely.
relationships and friendships, because it helps you kind of reach your goals. If you
Yeah.
don't have support, I feel like cannot. You just mentally cannot push yourself by yourself. It's always good to have people kind of behind your back, just to kind of be like, hey, we got you, and we know you can do this.
We got a big comment right here.
Ooh, okay, go ahead, read it.
All right, that was an amazing answer. I love that. Definitely a boost in motivation and determination. Dragon, your answer as well is great. If it's one thing, it's doing it with those who truly support you, and that Tilly, the love and bond is amazing. Keep everything moving forward, bringing those positive outcomes. You can't keep getting these positive outcomes if you don't address the negative. That's great.
True.
It's true, yeah.
That is very true. Let's
that's
talk.
very true.
Let's talk about that for a second with context. I feel like, because of the way, because of certain toxic friendships or relationships that we as people go through, like it teaches us patience, and it teaches us how to, the signs to look for, and just to like what I need to do to make sure that I am not this person,
Right.
Yeah.
like, and it also kind of, in a way, you're also teaching yourself, like, look, hey, this thing that was in your life, you deserve so much better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you deserve to be happy. You deserve
Yeah.
to have comfort of a good friendship. You deserve to have people behind your back who are gonna support you, who are gonna be like, yeah, I got you, let's go, what are we doing? You know, like without judgment, without malice, without the threat of being backstabbed, you know.
Right.
So it's important to recognize those toxic relationships and how you've grown out of that, and how
Right.
you are where you are
Yeah.
because you've broken out of a pattern. You know, it's
Yeah.
not easy. It's not
Yeah.
easy to recognize that. Not only just recognize, but also break out of a pattern of a toxic friendship or a relationship. It is not easy. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like how I was saying before, like I feel like since I broke out of that one, I feel better about myself. I feel like a better and stronger person. And I mentioned all the people I met since then that
Right.
helped a lot.
Right.
Helped out a lot of people I've met, and like people who have also helped me too. So like, yeah,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
like,
It's
yeah,
it's good to identify those patterns and to be like, look, I don't see any of these patterns in my current friendship, so
Yeah.
this is the person I'm gonna stick with. This is my person. Y'all two are my people.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, because like if you're in like a bad kind of relationship and you just don't, if you just sometimes you just kind of get sick of it, you know, you just kind of learn to yourself that like this isn't for you. Because that hit me one time in the year that it was ending. Like at one point it really hit me that I don't think I should do it anymore.
Right.
Like even before it ended, like I was thinking
Like
to
a
myself,
breaking
maybe
point.
this doesn't seem right, you know.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
And
Now I
yeah,
know.
go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick. I know Flango had some other questions too, so I just wanted to throw that
Oh,
out
yeah.
there before,
oh
we
yeah, in
forget.
case it gets lost, yeah,
If you have any other questions, ask away.
yeah,
Oh, I'm
You asked good questions.
that was a really good question. I was
It was,
actually
yeah.
answering his question. It was a pretty
Yeah.
long form
yeah. I was
answer,
answering it too, yeah.
but
I answered it too.
that's right. Once you identify those patterns, it's time to make adjustments, and once you can make those adjustments, things will start being
That's
better.
true, yeah.
That's true. That's true. It you know, sometimes it doesn't look like that it's gonna be better, but trust me, it gets better.
No,
As somebody who broke out of a really toxic friendship more than once, I can tell you, it definitely gets better. You find your person, you find
Yeah,
your
it's true.
friends. You know,
that just hit me right now. Like how I mentioned, there's a person that like I'm currently friends with now. I wouldn't have met them at all if I didn't break out of this toxic relationship. Just hit me right
Yeah.
now.
well,
I wouldn't have known that person if that didn't happen. So if I didn't break out of it, so
Well,
yeah, who knows
what's
if this
your-
would even be happening right now?
what's your
well, yeah.
response to that, Punky? What do you think? What do you think? What's your response to that? To what Flango said just now? The first
You mean
statement.
the newest question or
The first
one?
the first statement,
Okay.
but also both.
Because we got a big question for me. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's basically just kind of putting a mirror up to yourself sometimes too.
Yeah.
You know, people outside of you will make stupid mistakes or they'll hurt you or whatever, but we also have to confront, the things that we do, because everybody makes mistakes and we all have moments and things that we're not proud of.
Right.
But if we ignore them, we can't grow from them.
Right.
We
Right.
can't learn from them.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of it is holding a mirror up to yourself as well.
Right.
Is the humbling yourself, I guess.
Right. That's
That helps for personal growth as well.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's a really good answer, by the way. That's so cool. I like that perspective so much.
Mhm.
So good. All right, Telly, that's your question.
All right, I'll read this. So, Telly, what motivated you to get into streaming and then venture off into acting and wanted to push yourself to keep moving in theater? Dragon, similar question. You've been acting since I've known you. What inspired you to go to poetry and theater in addition? What made you venture off to streaming? So, I
Good
can answer
question.
first since you put it towards me. So, what got me into streaming is basically just, well, two things really. Just, I guess, COVID happening. Like finding something to do.
Yeah.
And also just because like really just I'm pretty much like the reason I did because I saw Dragon doing it and it made me kind of want to try it because like you kind of got into it.
Yeah.
As you said it before, you got into it just a whim. Like you said, you just watched a stream and you're like, oh, you know what, I can do this too. And then you got started it. And then like I remember one day we were just playing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kept at it. Like one day we're just playing something. I was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna try this one day too. And then one day I did it. And I talked about this a lot in my first stream. It was like you and Flango were there. I was playing Ghost of Tsushima. It went really well. Like you guys were there, like engaging in chat with me. Like I was having a good time playing the game. So like what really got me into streaming is basically like watching friends do it and COVID. And then to the second part, venture out to acting. That's a good question. So where I got started with that was with our movie Look Up. I got dipped my foot in that basically.
Yeah.
Because with that I was on the crew at first. I was just at the crew, and then like when things started filming, like I was an extra, and then I became an actor from it. I became oh, I missed that game. Yeah, me too, Flingo. That's a good game. I became an actor named Billy. So like you guys were looking for like a younger person, and like you and Ellen, the first person you thought of was me because I look young.
Yeah.
And like one of our
Without
actors
the
in our
facial hair.
without the facial hair. And for example, one of our actors in our play, like Mr. J, he said I look 16. I don't blame him. I kind of do.
Oh my god.
You know Mr. J, right, Dragon? You know Mr. J,
Sure.
who plays darts with you. That guy. Okay. But yeah, back to the story. So like that's how I got into acting at first, was from being in the movie Look Up, and from there we met Amy and Jess. And when the filming of the summer was over, they were holding auditions for their next project, which we eventually got to this summer, that series of one acts. And it was my first time ever doing an audition for acting, so I went to that with Dragon, and we completely kind of crushed it. Like they enjoyed us a lot.
Great.
I got in their Marvel play, and then you're in Dallas's laundry play, which is fun. We both landed roles, and like everybody there liked us. They fought over us. You said all the directors,
and then I ended up being the director for that production. They were like, "Oh,
yeah, me too."
The director left. Cool, me.
Yeah,
kind
we
of
all got a
stumbled
directing
into
role.
a co-director kind of situation for your play, The Laundro.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like, hey,
great.
It's like, oh, hey, Punky, you're the director now. I'm like,
yeah.
Cool.
Like, oh,
great.
Okay, cool.
That's
Read the script, went through it, made my notes, and I'm like,
yeah.
All right.
I was just, it was more like I was stepping in for Dallas when he wasn't able to be there.
Yeah.
But I definitely still felt like
official.
I helped you guys succeed in my own way. Like me and Dallas worked really well together. We had the
he's a good
vision
person.
for it.
You felt official because you were official. Accept it.
It was so random too. Amy's like, Sarah, Dallas isn't able to be here for a few days. Are you okay with co-directing Laundro? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay. Yeah, we're gonna put you in the credits too, in the playbill. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Cool.
And cool.
Man, Ronnie was fun to direct for. That was fun.
You should tell your side of Flango's question.
Yeah.
He directed it towards you.
So, I've been an actor since 2014. Only recently did I become a director, and director of the musical director. So I made the soundtrack in one of the plays that we did in As You Like It. I was the musical.
48 Hour.
Yeah, that too.
48 Hour too. That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a very good one.
I was the crew for that. But in terms of poetry and in terms of streaming, I started streaming before the pandemic. I wanted to make friends, and this is really the only way I could think of doing. So I did it that way, and I just picked up my PS4 controller and I just hit that go live button. I can't remember for the life of me what was the first game I ever played.
Oh, I think it was Ghost Recon.
Was it Ghost Recon?
Probably, yeah.
But it was fun. It was cool. I wish I would have saved the highlight from
Yeah.
that first stream because that was so much fun. Actually, yes, I did. I do have a moment from that very first stream clipped, and that was fun. That was my
Oh
way.
yeah, it's
And
on YouTube, isn't it? Yeah.
yes, I don't know.
I think I have some of that clip too
Yeah.
on my own YouTube.
Yeah. So and plus I wasn't a very confident speaker. I couldn't talk like this, like what we're doing now. I could never do it. And you know, it was just a way that just became my voice. Acting, theater, singing, poetry, that became my voice when you know the invasion happened, and then when George Floyd stuff happened. Like I wrote poems for this. When Sandy Hook happened, like all these things happening.
Beautiful poems too.
Yeah.
Thank you. I did not know how to talk about it, so I wrote poetry, and that was my language. And yeah, that's just me. That's how I got into all of that, and
Yeah.
through that process, I met a lot of wonderful people. I made a lot of wonderful friends, and it's been a great experience being an actor, director, streamer, poet. Like it's I'm so glad. It's so fun to have like this laundry list of different things that I can do. It's pretty great.
Oh yeah, Flango says, man, bringing back some memories. Yeah.
Big fish, big fish, big fish, big fish.
Yeah, there's a memory right there. Yeah.
Big Fish is like an old stream memory.
Yeah.
That's like when PS4 like TTS used to still work. Yeah. Do you guys have any other thoughts you want to add? Flango, or Kirk, do you have anything else you'd like to add, ask, questions, or Punky or Telly if you want to add some stuff, anything you want to share?
Yeah, I'll have to think. But I know we talked about the really big things, like the positive people we know now, and like negative stories and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just mention once again, like, everybody has had, you know, somebody in their life that wasn't good for them,
Yeah.
and then they've had people in their life that are good for them, and usually the good ones weigh out the
Right.
bad,
Yeah.
but that sometimes the bad have a stronger impact on us.
Yeah.
You know, we tend to remember bad things more than good things
Right.
because of the impact that we have on us. And like it can become a habit of, you know, keeping in contact with somebody who say you're like, okay, I'm done with you, I'm done talking to you, and then maybe a couple weeks go by and you're like, oh, maybe it wasn't that bad, so you connect with them again,
Right.
and it becomes this you know,
This vicious cycle.
exactly, and it can
Like an
take a
addiction,
while
like we
to,
said.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
That's a good way to think of it. I didn't think of it like this, like that. And then, like, when you say addiction, it made me realize, yeah, it is kind of like an addiction. Yeah.
It is.
Like you just
Yeah.
keep going back. It is. Yeah.
It's a bad habit you can't break. It's a bad habit that's really difficult to break.
Like I'll
and
admit, I went underneath the addiction, but like I broke free
Yeah.
from it. Yeah.
yeah.
That's another thing too. Is like addicts, they don't accept that they're an addict. They don't
Yeah.
accept that they have a problem. They don't see a problem.
Like I didn't
It-
really
it-
accept it too much either.
Yeah.
But like deep down, I kind of knew, but like I didn't accept it because like, yeah, I just didn't accept it. Then like it took a little bit for me to realize it.
Right. It's important
So-
to not rationalize and internalize it as a norm, because at the end of the day you're not gonna get anything out of it. You're not gonna be it's gonna make it may the person who's, you know, got you feeling some type of way is gonna be all about it because they're getting a reaction out of you, but
Yeah.
Exactly.
I get a reaction out of it. Yeah.
but you're not gonna feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
And it's important, you know, in a way you have to be selfish. Like you have to make sure that you're where you at
it's true.
emotionally and
Yeah.
That's
you know,
really
your
what it's about.
well-being, your self-care. That's why self-care is so important.
Yeah.
And it's
Know
not
your self-worth too.
yeah
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an important one.
you
What
know
you deserve.
and if this is something that you know anybody who's listening is going through, know that it's not permanent. Know
And
that
you're not alone either.
yeah,
Yeah.
you are not alone. Like we've all gone through it, and you know there's people out there. So you will find your person. You will
Yeah.
find your person.
Definitely a fine person or people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like when someone, like old saying is, there's somebody for everyone, you know.
Yeah, there
Mhm.
is. There really is somebody
There
for
is, yeah.
everybody. You will find your someone, whether it being a friend or a relationship. Like you will find someone.
Yeah.
One thing to leave off. First hint of. One
It is a
thing to leave off
narcissist.
is that yeah,
I
Yeah.
can agree because like I told my story earlier, the person I'm talking about, my negative relationship, I'd say they're kind of a narcissist in a way.
kinda.
Yeah, I would say.
They're
Yeah.
quite the narcissist.
Yeah,
they
we're
really
throwing
are.
some shade.
Hey.
That's not the point of the stream, but like
Right.
it's kind of we're kind of just stating facts here and talking about like a serious topic. But yeah,
We-
it seems like we might be throwing shade at some point, but this is all like real stuff. Like
I mean,
what we're saying is true.
with stuff like this, you gotta throw a
Actually, no,
little
no,
bit of
that's
shade.
it. We're throwing all the shade at you. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. I said it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Own it. Own it.
Throw
Yeah.
shade at 'em for
You're a
a
narcissist.
reason.
Yeah, that's right.
You are a narcissist. There we go. That's the empowerment that we need.
I hope you're
Because
watching this stream,
Yeah.
huh? I hope you are. I hope you listen to this and follow us on Spotify.
hey, follow us on Spotify. Imagine an angry promotion. Follow us on Spotify. Ah!
Flango also
Yeah.
said you all had some great intriguing answers.
Well,
And
thank
it
you.
really gave me some new insight on a lot of things. I'm
Well-
currently making some DiGiorno pizza.
Hey,
I like that too. That's good.
Hey.
I'm glad that we could, give you some insight on some things
Yeah.
and,
That's
that
why
we
we do
could
it.
have all this discussion.
Hopefully at the end of the day it is if each of us leave this podcast better, more knowledgeable than what we were before getting into it, I feel like we've done our jobs.
Yeah.
Learning something new. If we've if you have learned something new today, then we've done our job.
Right. Yeah.
And I hope the answer is yes to that. All right. Well, who's live? Because we're gonna go ahead and
All right.
raid somebody.
I see Spy Shadows live.
No, you, Flango.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
just
no,
saw
you,
that.
no, you.
No, you. Okay. Let me see.
You gotta get the no you emote.
I know. Let's see here. Let's go raid OG Jackie. Actually,
Okay.
let's go raid Jackie. Yeah, let's go raid Jackie. All right. We're gonna set this up, everybody. Telly, why don't you tell them about our links? Why don't you tell our listeners where we can find stuff?
Okay.
And
I'll see
things.
if I remember that. So, the episode is gonna be going on Spotify. So within 2 days, right? Because of the agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the Twitch affiliate agreement, this is gonna be up on Spotify in 2 days. So you can catch us there. Do we have a command for that link?
For which link?
Spotify.
Yeah.
Okay. And also we are on YouTube, and I think that's the same deal, like 3 days, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's gonna go on Dragon's just regular YouTube channel, so you can catch the episode there.
Yep.
But Spotify, it's gonna be coming there first.
It's gonna be Spotify first and then YouTube.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Let me.
But yeah,
Let's.
hope you guys enjoyed and catch us there.
Yeah.
If you want to ever watch any archives, like old episodes, just go to Spotify. You'll see them all there.
Yeah. They're all there. All the way from episode 1, season 1,
Yeah.
episode 1.
All of them.
All right, my friends. Let's do this in a second here. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us in the Sunday Perspective podcast. I've been Dragon. Along with me, I've had Punky.
That's me. Good night, everyone.
And I've had Telly.
Good night, everybody.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
Everybody, be safe.
Safe.
Take care,
Take care.
Take care.
and
And
we
We
will
will
see
see
you next
next
time.
time.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Be safe.
Good
Oh,
night.
actually, next episode might possibly be one of the directors of our new theater company.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I want to mention that before we go off.
Oh yeah. So where our show is gonna be done. So who knows? Maybe
we
we'll
might get possibly.
we'll see. But yeah,
Yeah,
guys.
we'll see.
Good night.
Good night, guys.